Hello gamers, welcome to my top games of 2016. In no particular order, starting from back in April, Quantum Break, a Microsoft exclusive for the Xbox One and Windows 10. I really enjoyed the game. It had a great story and some really fantastic gameplay mechanics. It's a new, actually had a new good little thing in it. It had like a TV series that was alongside each level of the game. You got almost an hour of HD footage with some actually well-known actors who are actually also in the game as well. You know, the graphics are fairly good. It only ran at 720p on the Xbox One, but that was all upscaled, and it actually looked really good. It didn't really have any DLC, and the replayability wasn't that great, so I only ran through it once. You can make different choices, but ultimately the same ending is what you get, so as far as I'm told. It was the first game to support Xbox crossplay, so I actually played it on the Xbox One, but jumped onto Windows PC for one level and then went back to Xbox One again. And that was the first game to really support that. And now a lot of the Xbox games that are made by Microsoft now do that, but that was one of the original ones that wasn't really touted or announced that it could do it, but it actually did it really well, and I tried it out and actually got a cross buy on that game, so I didn't have to buy it twice, which was nice. And then the second game I wanted to mention was one of the newer ones that's come out sort of October time, was Gears of War 4. It's the fourth entry in the Gears of War series, if you exclude the other ones that's come out. I think it's Juggernaut or something like that. I actually only played Gears of War 1 and 2 and sort of gave up after that. It sort of lost interest for me. But I have to say that this really is going back to its roots. It had a great story. Thought about the original characters, had some great gameplay. You know, it's sort of very similar to the first one, but has a few little tweaks. So, which is what I really liked. The multiplayer has been fantastic. I'm still enjoying that to this day. You know, I jump on there for a couple of matches, maybe a day, sometimes every other day, and I can actually play it cross-play as well, which is great. So I've got Windows 10 PC, and it runs great on that. It's really optimised for PC. So it's one of the first Play Anywhere titles that actually really works well. I can see the future for Microsoft and how well they can do with it. So I'm looking forward to playing that some more. Because I've got the season pass, there's going to be loads of stuff dropping for the multiplayer DLC. So that'll be good. Carrying on to 2017. Another thing I want to talk about, it's not really a game as such. It's more of a lot of experiences and mini games so far. Is the PlayStation Virtual Reality, or PSVR for short. For me, there's been no standout games which have really kept my attention. It's more or less little experiences or 1 or 2 hour time games. I haven't gone for any of the massive games yet that cost £50. For me, that's just too expensive for something which might make me feel sick. But what I have played, such as the Batman game and the recently released Star Wars Battlefront VR, have been absolutely amazing and not matched by any other game or experience yet. And if they can bring out a full game for it with that sort of quality, it's just going to absolutely max me out. So I'm looking forward to next year Star Trek VR. If that comes out and that's half as good as the games that have been short experiences, I'm going to be in heaven. But that's one of my top things for 2016 for sure. I've been lucky enough to get it. I'm just waiting for the games to come now, or the games to be a bit more reasonably priced. You know, £50, £45 too much for me. £30, £25 has been great. I really enjoyed Eagle Flight as well. That's another game I played on the PSVR. We were actually Eagle flying around Paris, and that was fantastic. You know, and that was only about 25 quid. I've got it off Amazon on a deal. Fantastic, good price, fantastic game. Moving on to a little bit earlier in the year as well, Doom. Oh, was I going to give this game a miss? Certainly, I wasn't for me. You know, I don't really like Doom games from before. You know, I played them. That's all there was back then on the old original PCs, and I had it on the running it from DOS. But Doom, oh, it was amazing. I got it for PC. One of the first games I actually got for my gaming laptop, which I bought in back in March, and it's been fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, so it's back in April or May it came out. It had a steady stream of updates since then. The top-notch single player really is top-notch. You know, from the story, it's not being too in your face, and the actual brutal kills you can do in it to all the baddies. You know, if you get the health down enough, that's just amazing. Nothing else can do that violence and that sort of quality in a game for a long time. So it's the original game that's been modernised, and it's been modernised fantastically. If you haven't played it this year, go back and pick it up. It's a good laugh. Even if you play the first few levels, it's just a good game. And the multiplayer wasn't that good. It was pretty pants, to be honest. But they've done a lot to it. They've improved a lot, and it's getting there. You know, to be honest, if they could have spent more time in a single player, added a couple more levels and got rid of multiplayer, it would have been better. But multiplayer's in there, and it works well now. They've added so much to it. And that's Doom. Yeah, don't give that a miss. Go back and get it if you've not. One of the newer games that's come out for Christmas, actually one of the last ones, it came out in November, was Watch Dogs 2. So Watch Dogs 1, I loved it, I enjoyed it, I played all the side missions, completed it, but the critics didn't, and the general gaming population sort of bought it on pre-order and feel like they were duped because the graphics weren't amazing. The graphics still look good on it, and the graphics look amazing in Watch Dogs 2. You know, everything the original is, and more. It's got a massive big sandbox of San Francisco. It's got a good story mode, good side quests, but to be honest, most of my time I spent running around causing trouble for the population, the criminal gangs and the police. It had a rocky start, like a lot of Ubisoft games do. The multiplayer was offline, that didn't work. Seamless multiplayer, but that's been improved now. That's back in the game, that works fine, no issues there. DLC that's been planned looks amazing. It's definitely a contender to push out some of the older people playing GTA. It's now an aging game, you know, but it's still quality, amazing game, but it's aging. This is the new one, this is Watch Dogs. Don't give it a miss if you're thinking about it. It is good. The price of it has now been lowered a lot as well. Honestly, pick it up. And staying on that sort of sandbox open world game, Mafia 3. It had some technical issues, you know, and the graphical flaws in it are pretty bad for a AAA game. But it manages something special with its chosen area of New Bordeaux, which is actually New Orleans. They just couldn't use the name, and it's setting in 1968, I believe it is. You know, that sort of era where you got such racial equality and things like that. You can really go back and experience it in a game. You know, and that's fantastic. And the main antagonist, he's good. Lincoln Clay, he's out for revenge for something that happens at the beginning of the game. And that's good. The story is second to none, and that's what makes the game. You know, the actual gun pop gameplay, as I call it, that's pretty good as well. That's fun. You know, it's the only game you can take a pistol to the last level and still have a good time. You know, as long as you get the headshots, you can have a good time with a pistol. But it's got machine guns, shotguns, it's got the whole lot. But it's brilliant. You know, it's a good, bad sort of avenging game where you go against the bad guys. Ultimately, you're a bad guy, but it doesn't matter. It's only a game. But you have to say that was a really good game. This game is going to be another Microsoft exclusive game. It came out for the Xbox One and Windows 10 as a Play Anywhere title. The Xbox One version is absolutely flawless. It looks amazing. It's been even upscaled with HDR graphics for the Xbox One S. But the Windows 10 version is a great letdown for me personally. My laptop's sort of mid-range and it runs really poorly there, so I haven't played a lot on my PC. But the Xbox One version is absolutely flawless. It looks stunning. The graphics and the vistas in the game, amazing. It's got a drone mode which they've added in this year, which allows you to fly around. All the vehicles are really good. There's a wide selection from supercars to buggies to jeeps to things like the Warthog from Halo that's been added in. Great soundtrack, lots and lots of different things to do. Apart from races, you can do time trials, you can do different events, you can even make your own events and make your friends challenge you on those. It's got great online multiplayer options. You can go around with a few mates, simple racing, or you can do like King of the Hill style challenges or anything like that. So it's one of my top 10 games for sure. If you've not picked it up, it's pretty much reduced in price now, and it's already released a DLC package as well. And now on to one of my most favourite games of the year, and that's The Division. That's, I have to say, it's my most played game of the year. It's one of the earliest releases as well, back in April again. And that had also a lot of issues when it first came out. You know, the servers weren't running right and whatnot. It's imbalanced, and anyway, that's been fixed. A lot of it's been fixed anyway. It's had numerous updates and patches, and I have to say, despite all of its flaws and imbalances, it remains for me one of 2016's best games. And the fact it came out in April, even better. It gave me a chance to actually really enjoy it. A lot of these games come out for holiday time, and there's so many out, you can't really enjoy them all. And this came at a perfect time. I could actually take my time over the summer to really enjoy it. And the DLC's come out, and that's been good. Yeah, it's the same thing over and over again. They've tried different things. The latest one is completely different. Survival. You know, you can't get any of that in the original game. That's really worth picking up. The one that came before that, the Underground, again, that was different. That was so, you know, they basically made a bit of the game, and then they got the game to create a different version of it each time you played, and that's something that's new and fresh as well. And I just really enjoyed it. There's one more DLC to come out in, I think it's called Last Stand. That's going to come out at the beginning of next year. That's going to be great, I think. And then the next year, it's going to be year 2 of it. They're going to tell us what's going to be in that soon. I think I'll be picking that up as well. So, for me, like I just said, Division was the most played game. I've discussed its pros and cons now. I've said the release date was spot on, which is good. And it's a game that I've used my channel to start with. You know, it's the game that actually launched me up, that I started playing, and this keeps me coming back. And I feel that Ubisoft have done a good job listening to the players. Finally, some notable mentions. Hitman, such replayability and imagination have gone into it. In each level has felt so different, and the way they did it in episodes, I hated that idea. I wasn't going to buy it. I ended up buying it, and I loved it. It gave you time to enjoy each level, because if it came out, I'd have run through it in about 3 or 4 days, and it would gone back to the shop. That way, I've actually got it. I've actually stuck with it. I've still got it now, and I go back and play the same levels again and again and try different things. And that's the way they've launched it, and that's been fantastic. And finally, I want to mention a game that has been really shafted by EA, being shoved out at the same time as COD and Battlefield 1, which are 2 massive games, and that was Titanfall 2. You know, really sent out to die by EA. Piss poor idea that was, but it's got unparalleled multiplayer movement. You know, COD has tried to copy it, they haven't done so. Battlefield 1 have gone a different direction. That alone, multiplayer was fantastic. It's got a lot of space to grow. It's going to be supported by the team which supported it the first time round. And then the icing on top of the cake, or the cherry on top of the icing, is the single player campaign. They added that in, and that was amazing as well. You know, I wasn't expecting a lot. I was expecting, okay, they put that in just to please people. They put it in, and they've done things with it that you wouldn't think possible in that sort of game. It's got time travel. You know, I like any computer game that's got time travel, and they put it in such a unique way. Some of the puzzles are not playable unless you had the time travel in there. You know, nothing like that has been around since you're talking about Half-Life days. You know, I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do in Titanfall 3 for that. At the moment, we've got the multiplayer rolling out. And then that's it, really. That's my games. Yeah, there's been a ton of games this year. There's other games I've not even got around to playing. You know, Battlefield 1 looked great. I've not even played that yet. You know, the new COD game, I'll give it up for COD for this. FIFA 17, they tried new things as well. You know, they've got a single player in that now. What else? Overwatch. That had a little brief game of that at a friend's house, and that was great as well. You know, there's so many games. We're spoilt for choice, but my personal ones I've played was, out of all those, was The Division. But finally, I want a little bit of a throwback to a game which has been remastered and came out not long ago, and that was BioShock. It's a top game. It's been remastered. It's still a top game for me, but what does it is the story. Nothing is matched in regards to that story. You know, the underground utopia that's gone wrong, and the environment that they originally created, and it's still amazing. It was originally from 2007. It's been re-released this year and a little bit improved on the graphic side, but it still keeps that originality. So if you're going to give that one a miss, or you haven't picked that one before, give it a go. BioShock, brilliant game. On a final note, I want to say thanks for my subscribers to the channel. I've finally reached over 100. It's taken a while. You know, I haven't been out there sort of sub for sub. I don't know that. People want to subscribe to me because they want to listen to what I have to say, because they enjoy my videos. I don't want to make people sub me. You know, they're not going to watch my videos. They're not interested in me and what I have to say. I really, you know, if you want to share the channel out, get me on the socials. I really appreciate that. I'm really looking to grow the channel next year, get a bit of revenue from it. You know, because it's a lot of money I've spent in the system setting it up. You know, I bought a new laptop, bought a Elgato game capture device. You know, I haven't made any money back yet. Not that I'm in this for the money. I'm in it for my part-time sort of hobby, but I'm really looking to grow the channel in 2017. And I'm looking forward to it. And the games that are coming out, for me, they look good. For Honor looks good. You got the new Ubisoft Tom Clancy game, which at the top of my head I can't think. Ghost Land, something like that. That looks amazing. And then other games that probably we don't even know about yet are going to be out soon. Crackdown 3 we know about, and that's going to look good as well. So all I have to say now is thanks for watching me in 2016. Have happy holidays for me, McSherlock, and the rest of my family, and see you next year.